Okay, here we go again. This is Michael Selinsky, also known as Joe Modad, and today the boss wants some fried matzah. Well, she actually wanted waffles, but I don't make waffles, and we got matzah, and people want to know how to make it, so here we go. For two people, I usually make four crackers, and I use 2 eggs. It's pretty much the perfect ratio. You can get the matzahs at any grocery store, no problem. Alright, break them up into a bowl. You can make it as fine as you want. Some people scramble them like eggs, and other people make them like me. I make them more like French toast, but I like my chunks kind of big. A little half and half. You can use milk, you can use cashew milk, almond milk, whatever you want. You're just gonna you're just gonna beat it in there with the eggs to flavor it up. I just happen to be using Kirkland vanilla. I'm not really picky. I use what the boss gives me, and we're gonna put some Kirkland ground cinnamon in there. All right, so we'll pour this in here, and you just want it to cover. You just want it to cover up the matzah, the cracker. You can add, cool water. The water just needs to be. You don't want it too hot because you see me getting my hands in there, just to make sure it's down in the water. All right, you just let that soak a little while. Okay, so it's mushy now. Some of them can be a little bit hard. It's okay, but as long as it's mostly mushy, and then you just drain it as much as you can. Okay, so now is when you put in the eggs in the bowl. Make sure it's not too hot from the water. That's why you don't want hot water. The bowl get hot and then start cooking your eggs. All right, then a little bit of vanilla, as much as you like. A little bit half and half. You can use cinnamon sugar, but Marlena's got diabetes, so I'm going to keep the sugar out of there, or keep it low. She'll put fresh fruit or applesauce on hers. All right, mix that up a little bit. Okay, drop in your matzah. Then just mix it in like you're mixing dough, I guess. Just get it coated with egg. Okay, so now's when you heat up your oil. I got this nice big pan with the straight sides because you want to get a lot of stuff in. You want to fit a lot in there. You want to be able to fry 3 or 4 of these at a time. And you just want to coat the bottom of the pan. I'm using vegetable oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you want. And then while that's heating up, I'll go wash some dishes. Okay, so while that was heating up, I did some dishes and I coated a cutting board with paper towels. You can use a plate, paper plate, whatever you want to do. I use a slotted spoon. I don't know if there's a real reason for it. You don't want too much liquid going in there with it. And just take a scoop and flatten it out a little bit. Sometimes it's better to let it fry for a little bit before you start flattening it out. That might be a little too much oil, but it's not like we eat this every day. So it's going to have just enough room for 3 of those right there. All right, so give those a little time to get brown on the bottom and then flip them. Okay, so I'm gonna take a look. I don't know, you probably won't be able to see this, but just flip it up a little bit and you can see how nice and brown they are. So flip them over. Oops, not that hard. Like I said, there might be a little too much oil in here. Alright, there it is. So it's basically the same as French toast or a pancake, so you can top it any way that you want. Fresh fruit, applesauce. And some people put onions in there and cook it with the onions, make it savory, and you could put sour cream on it, I guess, if you wanted. You know, I like to use, this is cherry preserves. And a little bit of organic maple syrup. Sorry for clearing my throat. Alright, that's fried matzahs. Go out and make you some.